Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. Today on the show, I interview singer and performer Dino. Dino is originally from Morocco, but he found himself moving to France to study art history. From there, he carried on to start singing on the steps of Montmartre, and now he sings in clubs around Paris. I really enjoyed hearing his take on music, and I'm sure you'll love discovering the music scene in Paris as well through his story. Well, welcome to the show, Dino. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm very happy to be here too. Thank you very much, Krista.
We have a mutual friend, Rosemary, and she was telling me how talented you are and how I have to interview you. And of course, I love her feedback. She was on the show as well. So thanks so much for agreeing to come on.
Thank you, Rosemary.
I love Rosemary. I want to start with the beginning of your career in Paris. So where are you originally from and what brought you to France?
So I'm originally from Morocco, Rabat, the capital.
Uh-huh.
And what brought me to France was art studies. I used to, in the high school, I was studying art. So fully art.
Wow.
And like it wasn't like just a piece, a part of the studies, but was really just dedicated to art, history of art. And I had a teacher who told me, like, Tarek, because my name is Tarek too, you should go to and study history of art. So I decided to come to France, to Paris. First, I tried for the École du Louvre.
Wow,
so
that's
famous.
Cute.
Yeah, but that was a high aim. I couldn't get it. It was the hardest test I ever had about art. So I failed in life. Sometimes you fail, but you must keep going. So I applied for a normal university. So at first I was in Amiens, which is a little city between Lille and Paris, so quite north. And I landed there and lived there for 2 years studying history of art. And and then I came to Paris afterwards to study art, to get back to art in general.
So tell me how you went from studying art, and it also said you studied Japanese language and civilization. I mean, it sounds like you were studying like many interesting things, and now you've landed into singing. So how did that happen?
Well, I think I've always have been driven by passion. Like when I get interested in something, so sometimes I'm all over the place trying to learn everything I can, and I like and I love. And so at first I was studying history of art, but I was still drawing during the courses. So and I was like, this isn't good. I need to get back to draw because I like to draw. And so I studied art. And when I came to Paris first, I used to live just down by Montmartre.
My favorite place in the world.
The best place ever. And one day I went upstairs. Like the first days I moved there, I was like, let's check out this neighborhood. I went upstairs and there was this guy with a guitar and he was playing songs and the weather was beautiful and people sitting on the stairs. This huge, beautiful view on Paris that seems like a big ocean of city. And that made me really, really, really happy and gave me very positive feelings. And I was, wow, this guy is giving me so much positive energy and make me smile and happy, enjoy my time. And I was like, I would like to do that for people too. So 1 year later, I was at the same place where this guy were, and I had a guitar and I was singing to people too.
No way.
That's how all started. Yes.
I love how you just follow your passions. It's like whatever you're feeling in that moment, you're like, I'm just going to jump in and try this.
It's risky, but it always ended up good.
Yeah, and a lot of people are scared to do that because they think, okay, how am I going to make money? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And how do you kind of look past those things? You just like put your faith in the universe and just jump in.
Yes, and just be irresponsible sometimes.
I like that. Be irresponsible, everybody.
In a good way. In a good
Yeah,
way.
in a good way.
Yeah.
So, how did you discover you could even sing?
Music always have been in our house, our home, with my parents, and since I was a kid, I was always learning by heart all the cartoon songs. So always singing them on the way to school, and then actually when I started to study Japanese language, because this is another thing that I started when I was 15 years old. So I started just because I used to do martial arts and I was very interested by the philosophy of martial arts. So one day I stumbled
Wow.
upon this. Sorry, I'm making a long story, but and there is and I found like a kind of paper with Japanese alphabets, and I was learning that for fun. But just I hooked on that and just I kept on studying this until like and one day I was like I want to hear how the music the Japanese music sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like corresponding with the Japanese at that time, and he sent me like cassettes. There was some
Yeah.
CDs and cassettes still, and I discovered that, and I really liked it because I was very surprised because actually Japanese music was pop rock and rap, and I was imagining something more traditional, but actually it's a universal music, and I was singing a lot of Japanese songs at that time because it helped me to study the language. Music helps a lot. I used before singing in English, I was singing in Japanese, but I just by myself, or sometimes when because in Paris after studying arts, I decided to study Japanese language, and then I had a bunch of friends that they were studying Japanese language with me, and one of them had a home karaoke because karaoke is a very Japanese thing. So we were like partying at his place and singing these Japanese songs. So, and at the time, I remember like we had also some Japanese friends, and they used to tell me, "Oh, you have a nice voice." I said, "Thank you," and and I didn't know that I'm gonna end up really singing all the time.
It gave you some confidence, when you could kind of just do it for fun with friends.
Yes, exactly.
That's so interesting. So you went from Japanese like karaoke to singing full time.
Exactly, because of Montmartre.
I love this whole like trial and error. Like this is such an interesting story.
It's all over the place,
You're
but it
all
makes
over the
sense. But
place.
it makes sense at the end.
It's fantastic. And so when you're up there singing, because I don't know if our listeners have all visited Paris, but in front of the Sacré-Coeur, it's like a big party every night, like on those stairs, like you said, overlooking the city. And there's always musical performers. So how does that work? Do you guys like share that space? Is there like you show up and someone shows up and says, "Hey, you're in my time slot"?
Actually, yes, it's true that the stairs of Montmartre have they have a big story, like a lot of history, because a lot of famous French singers started there. Actually, one of my favorites is Paul Naref,
Uh-huh.
and he used to go there and sing there
I had no
on the
idea.
stairs. So yeah, so during the summer, for example, there was a lot of guys coming and performing. There was even people like who were doing like kind of comedy.
Mhm.
There was a very nice guy who his show was just to be there and imitate people when they're walking.
What?
Like
I always like the soccer ball guy. He's disappeared since the pandemic, but he does like a show with the soccer ball. Did you ever see him? He climbs up
no,
the post and throws the ball around and does all this crazy stuff.
I didn't. So that this must be a new guy because I didn't go there since a long time.
Yeah.
So, so there was this all performance. Those singers and people do performances like that. And oh yeah, you're talking about maybe it's Iya. His name is Iya, and he's making like freestyle football.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's my friend, of
oh,
course.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
him.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
he's
sorry. Yeah.
amazing.
Oh no, no, no. Of course, I know. Nice guy. He's very talented, and he
Yes.
was on TV. Anyway, that's now it's my interview. I'm not gonna talk about it. So, yeah. So actually, we just organize ourselves depending who comes first. We take like an hour each.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like first come, first serve.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Whoever gets there first gets to play, and then you just take turns. There's no rivalry
No, we
or
always
meanness
ended
there.
up by finding a nice way. Just everybody's happy. Everybody got his show, and yeah.
So it's like very fluid. Like everyone's okay with sharing that space.
Yeah, I did that maybe for 5 or 6 years. Well, there was a time I was still student and I was singing, which was mostly like during the summer or the spring, depending on the weather. At that time, I was working in a sushi restaurant.
And how did you feel singing up there? I mean, sometimes those crowds get really big, and was the magic always there? I mean, you did it for several years, and then you would come up and sing and make some extra cash.
Yes, and bring sushis for friends too.
I love it. So many
That was
avenues,
5 star, 5 star.
5-star sushi.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, what made you finally stop singing up there? You switched genres of music, and now you're singing in the cabarets.
Actually, it's kind of that, yes, because at the stairs I was singing a lot of like normal, let's say, pop songs,
Mhm.
rock, and then I had a long period where I was singing a lot of blues.
Mhm.
So a lot of blues gives you the blues. So there was
Yeah,
a time where like it was like a little bit hard,
yeah.
and until a day when a friend put some music in iPod. I was with a Canadian friend actually
Uh-huh.
from Quebec, and he put a lot of music in my iPod, and I summed up, and I found this music. It was Bing Crosby, I think, like very beautiful songs with like happy songs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't have to be the suffering artist
Mhm.
singing about the blues only.
Yeah.
I love the blues because it's a lot of inspiration and it tells real stories about people's life. But I just that was too much for me, and I wanted to balance that, and I was like, okay, this music seems so joyful. It's happy. I don't want to be a sad artist. I would like to be a happy artist, and that took me to jazz, the crooning, and all time happy songs and melodies. And yes, and until the day when, so I spent like 2 years learning these songs,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time not knowing anyone that sing them or play them on an instrument. So I was like, in a little bubble, working on this repertoire until I met a guy I still work with. His name is Sheldon Forrest from California.
Uh-huh.
One of the best pianists I've ever met.
Wow.
And so with Sheldon was playing in a piano bar that doesn't exist anymore, sadly.
Mhm.
And he said, "Oh, come and there's a nice piano bar if you want to have a drink there. I'm playing there." And I went there, and the owner was from New York, and Sheldon was. I used to go to Sheldon's open mics. He used to organize. He's still organizing open mics. And I remember when I went there, like first, and I asked him. He asked me what song do you want to sing, and I told him Carolina in the Morning. I remember that was the first song I played with him. I sang with him, and he was like, how do you know this song? And I was like, well, I was doing some archaeological studies about music. So actually, we really got along together very well, especially that he knew and he knows these songs. So I went to this Club Rayé, this piano bar he was playing in, and he invited me to sing a couple of songs, and the owner was there. He was there, and he asked me, "Do you want to work here?" And it started. I started my career as a crooner, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you, like, some people might not know what a crooner is. Like, how would you define a crooner?
Well, actually, crooner, it's before the invention of the microphone, singers had, like, just before the jazz. Before the birth of the jazz, there was something that used to look like opera, and we call it like operette, like small opera, where singers used to sing like raw with no microphone, with a very elaborated technique that allowed them to fill the space with their voice with no amplification.
So it's a special way of singing to make your voice louder.
Yes, it's like opera techniques, and it's very technical, let's say. And then there was microphones. There were microphones invented, and Mr. Bing Crosby, who is considered as the first crooner, started to sing with a microphone. And at that time, the critics were like, "Who's that singers who need like microphones to sing?" But actually, singing in microphone, it's another technique, and it allows you to croon, which means like whisper, and makes like the singer can have more intimacy with the listener. And then we are also in something like lullabies. It's very soft. It's very soothing voices, and that's what makes the crooning.
Very interesting. Yeah, I've always heard that word, but I wasn't sure exact. I know it was a type of singing, but I didn't know it's more like a whisper kind of lullaby feeling.
Exactly. That's what it is, apparently.
Well, it must be hard to go from like making your voice so loud to learning how to like tone it down.
Oh yes, and it's harder because when you whisper during singing, and usually it's ballads. So you always have to have the notes really clear and right.
Yeah, because it's a whisper, so they can hear the mistakes easier.
Exactly, yes.
And tell me, like, one of the most magical or crazy moments during your singing career, like while you were up on those steps or in these bars. Like, did anything crazy or magical happen with the audience?
So I have one. Let me on the stairs. On the stairs, magical moments on the stairs. Every day was magic there. But let me think about like a special moment. Oh yeah, it's I think one of the best compliments I had. I was singing on the stairs, and then I was going back home, and on the metro there was like a family of tourists. I don't know where they're from, and I think they were with their grandpa. So the grandpa saw me on the metro, and he remembered me, and he told something to his son or grandson. And this guy came to me and said, "My grandpa said you sing very well."
Oh,
That was for me like a very old guy, I said, "Wow, if it comes from this guy, I'm very happy that I could do my best and that he appreciated."
yeah. And like sometimes you don't know if the audience enjoying it or whatever, and like you hope that they're giving tips, but a lot of times musicians have told me, it's just about the energy, it's just about having fun.
Of course.
Not much about the money. Of course, money's nice, but
yeah, in music you cannot cheat in music. People feel it. You cannot pretend.
Yeah,
you have to do what you're doing. Yeah, and the second magical moment, it happened not long time ago, and that was at the Café Blanche where I perform regularly now.
Yeah.
By the Moulin Rouge. So I was doing my gig, and there's a very beautiful song that I love a lot, which is Honey.
Honey.
Yeah.
Sweet song.
So the singer The singer has a very difficult name, actually. I cannot
Remember, yeah.
remember. Oh, honey, who's that? I'm sorry. Gonna find
Yeah,
it.
I know,
Anyway,
but that's difficult.
uh, anyway, so I was singing this song, and there was a table with four people. Like there was a couple with their friends, and the guy started to cry,
Oh, that's so sweet.
and his wife started to cry, and his friends started to
Oh my
cry.
goodness.
I think, and
Well,
when I finished, and when I finished the song, he came to me and he was like, "Sorry, can I talk to you?" I said, "Yes," and he's like, "It's a person whose his mother died when she was giving him birth,
oh,
and Honey is a song about someone who lost his loved one."
yeah.
And he told me that his father was always singing this song during all his life, and he was
Oh,
always putting this song on when he was driving him somewhere, or yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
And actually, that was that night they were talking about their marriage because they've been like engaged. So he told me he felt like if his mother gave him a sign through this song that she's
Oh,
happy for him.
that's really sweet. I love that.
That
It's Bobby Goldsboro.
Oh yeah, Bravo. Yeah, exactly. Goldsboro. Yeah, that's the song. And yeah, it was so touching. I was so touched by that. And I told him that this song I used to when I was learning it. I couldn't like I cannot sing this song somewhere in front of
Yeah.
people because I'm gonna cry because it
Oh,
sometimes like it made me like almost crying because it's so
yeah.
sad. But well, like now I can sing it. But I had someone who was crying for that. Said, "Thank you for crying."
Oh my goodness. So sweet. Yeah, I mean, how do you feel when you're up there? Because obviously you're feeling the music. You said when you were singing blues, you started to go through like a sad period singing all these blues. So
Yeah,
it like whatever you're singing, you do feel the emotions. Like, how do you feel when you're up there?
yeah. Each song has a color. Each song has a mood,
Yeah.
and like especially these old songs, they are so simple and melodic, and sometimes you're like, how these guys made these songs? It's almost a divine inspiration because the music goes with the words and melody, and so it's always actually discovering an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like it's almost like acting.
Mm-hmm.
I think singing is really very related to acting, and vice versa, because it gives you like you need to. A good actor really is what he's doing at that time,
Yeah.
and singing it's the same.
I like that divine intervention. That comes up a lot with other artists, like I don't remember writing that. I don't remember painting that. It was almost like something came over them. And they talk about that like during the Greek period where the spirits, would come into you and use you as a vessel for creativity. Like, do you feel that sometimes when you're singing?
Well, actually, as I'm interpretate and interpret how do you say that
Interpretating, yeah.
interpreting songs, so it's not my own inspiration in creative art,
Yes.
but just to keep this beautiful thing that was made was by someone and just play it and not imitate, of course,
Hmm.
but just give it like to be to express myself through that.
Yeah.
So it gives a beautiful platform where you can give life to this music that will last like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So it's of course it's a spiritual experience each time, every
Yeah.
time.
And sometimes when you walk out, like with an audience, can you feel like, okay, this is going to be a good audience, or this audience is already too drunk for me? Like, how do you feel? Like, can you feel it out when you're on stage?
Well, yes, for example, I never have like a set list.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do this song and then this one and then this one. No, just I go, yeah, just take a look, feel the energy, and it can be always almost every time perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes, especially when you sing in bars and restaurants, you are an option, you are a bonus.
Yeah.
So people, you have to understand that people are here to enjoy food and to talk to each other. And I do my songs as a background.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm making an ambience at this place, but I'm not waiting for claps or
Yeah.
acclamations because I know when it's sometimes even when nobody's responding, it means it's a good sign. Sometimes it means that you're there and you're just making. And usually people that I don't expect that they enjoyed often are the people when they are leaving they would stop and thank me a lot and encourage me a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's never like a problem for you being like the background music, because I have some other friends that sing a lot of times here, just like you said, they're eating, they're talking, like you're just like in the background ambiance. Like,
Yeah.
you don't mind that?
Yeah, no, I think that's my job in a restaurant. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not there to be. I'm not the main thing in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm there just to set a good mood.
Uh-huh.
And of course, if it was a stage, it's another thing. And my first experience on a stage, that was for a friend. I made like the first part before his show because he was releasing a CD, and it was my first time on stage, and it's totally different.
Yeah.
Different because like people are there and they're just looking at you,
Yeah.
and they are so responsive. Like I was a little bit like I had the how do you call this in France? In French is track, le track. You know when
Like
you
you
are
were nervous, like shaky?
sorry.
Were you nervous?
Yeah. So I was kind of nervous in my first, and all the spots on me, and I couldn't see people, and I didn't know that when you're on stage you don't see people.
Because the light.
Yeah, le contre-jour. And actually, people were so responsive. So I was just to calm down. Was like telling horrible jokes, but people were laughing on them. So it was really, really, really good experience. It's very different, of course, and it makes there is an exchange, like a permanent exchange actually with the audience than a bar.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
bar or restaurant, you have some moments of exchange, but not all the time. So it's two different things.
And have you ever thought about writing your own music or performing your own song?
Well, I made like a long time ago. I have like two songs, but when you do the jazz thing, it's when you do the jazz thing is more about singing the standards.
Yeah, the standards. Yeah, the one
Yeah,
everyone loves.
and I am not a very, very, very good musician, actually. I mean, oh, sorry, someone is ringing, but it's okay. So, yeah, when you do the jazz things, it's more about standards, and I'm not very good composer. I'm not a
Yeah.
composer at all. But lately, I had some melodies in head, and maybe I will find the courage
Put them to
to
paper.
write them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, because I mean, you've been influenced by all these people for so long. Why not try your own? It's
Yes,
cool.
even I don't consider myself as a musician. I'm more a singer than a
Mhm.
musician.
Yeah.
But with time, I've never studied music, but the intuition start to catch some things. I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You're starting to
some rules,
some tunes, some words.
yeah, and some like naturally you understand the harmony of music, how to make a music sound beautiful, and what chords will give an impression of sadness or happiness. Music is about that. It's
Yeah.
some sounds that will awake different emotions in a human being.
And why do you believe music is important in today's world?
Sorry?
Why do you believe music is important in today's world?
I think music has always been important uh, in human history because first, music is in nature already,
Mm-hmm.
with the birds, with the wind, the waves. Like nature has very pleasant noises, maybe except thunder.
Yeah.
But it could be it's beautiful when it's far away.
Yeah.
But
Like drumming.
but yeah, voila. and yeah, so and music is a part of, because music, it's the only thing that can make you synchronize people.
Yeah.
And this I learned that in when I was singing the blues, because I was very interested in the work songs.
Uh-huh.
People I used to work on the fields, in the fields, or in the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Some works really required synchronization of people, and this you can find all over the world. There's always work songs everywhere. It makes people, at first it makes people getting synchronized. Second, it makes you don't be tired and don't feel pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you focus on
It's
the
yes, and I can tell you, like, there was days when I was very sick, and but I had to go to work. But once I'm on stage, I'm good. Music just heals you, and music makes you like go beyond your body's conditions and pain or sickness or anything. And music also has a role of transmission.
yeah.
So, and this too in the blues, I have found some songs that were talking about Second World War,
Mm-hmm.
because at that time the hobos used to travel all over the United States, and they would spread the news with music.
Oh wow.
So music it's a form of art, but can have uh, a lot of
Purpose.
functions.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to be like function as a working thing, or news, spreading the news, making people work in better conditions, and yeah, it's and also and mostly first thing, it's in all over the world since the beginning. I think mothers used to sing lullabies to their babies
Yeah.
to make them sleep and feel better. So music is a it's like it's immaterial part of art, which has always been like this. Even I remember my little sister, she was like a baby, and she was like humming melodies, just making beautiful sounds naturally,
Yeah.
without someone. That's why I say we start to sing before we talk,
Mm-hmm. Because
and we start to dance.
yeah, it's for nothing to do with children. They study the brains of children, and music can teach us everything from numbers to words.
Yes, and even before we talk, I told you this little girl who is my sister used to do melodies without words, and she couldn't talk yet, and she
Oh,
was dancing before she could walk.
that's so cool.
That's very mystical thing for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, music
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing. It brings people together.
Yes, especially in like you said, in our time, in our yeah, in our time, it's the
Oh, you're
I
back.
think we need music more and more. We need good music more and more because there are a lot of
Yeah.
things to say.
How do you feel about the music in today's world? Like what we're making now? Do you think it's good music or like what's popular now? Like how do you feel about it?
Well, I think we are in a time where you have a lot of hugely talented people in all the
Hmm.
fields. I meet some people and I'm like, wow, why this guy is not top number one of the world?
Yeah.
And not only music. And I think nowadays world, like you have a lot of people who are sincerely doing things they love when they put all the energy in it, and they end up by making beautiful things. But of course, we
Yeah.
know that our time is ruled by the market,
Hmm.
and music. It's a very ungrateful. Can we say
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
ungrateful thing. Like a lot of talented people don't have the recognition they deserve because
Hmm.
they don't get the visibility because the market wants. It's like everything we have. We have problem with food, the quality of food. We have problem with quality of our lifestyle. We have problem with quality of
Hmm.
music that is spread by the market, and
Yeah.
also this also shapes people's taste.
Yeah. Yeah. They decide what the advertising, the marketing, what people will like.
Yes, and then people they like what they can see or hear, and
Hmm.
sometimes they don't know that there is something better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not getting any recognition.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. I think that's a good note to end on, people. Do your research, find some other stuff going on, like go hang out with Dino on Thursdays and Fridays in Café Blanche. That's a good place to start.
Everybody's welcome. The place is tiny, but everybody's welcome.
I love it. And where can people connect with you online and listen to you even more?
Instagram, Facebook. I still don't
Perfect.
have a site of mine, like website. I didn't make one
Uh-huh.
yet. But Instagram, I publish some recordings that I make at home, and also videos of performances.
Great. And what's the name of your Instagram?
Dino Crooner.
Dino Crooner. Perfect. Well, we'll
Yes.
share all of that in the show notes. And it was so nice to talk to you today, Dino.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Crystal.
I'll be at the next show.
Oh yes, waiting for you. Merci.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.